Hi, we're here again for job analysis, and I would like to just quickly say that this is a basic summary, like the materials that we're given for this particular course. This is just like a rundown of it. It's not the only thing you should use, but I hope that with my own personal reading, you can grasp a lot of things from these videos. So we're back to personnel psychology and personnel management, and this is job analysis. So remember that this was a very stretched out topic. We've not had assignments on it. So human resource. But when they come in, when the human resource come in, the ones that we are looking for that are competent enough to carry out jobs so that the company can be, can survive and be successful. The way they come in is through job analysis. You're not just going out to the streets to say, okay, come, where everybody comes. It is open to all and sundry. You've checked the job requirements. You've broken down strategies into departments and then into job roles. So now, how to analyze a job? That's what we are here for in this part of the video. So, firstly, what is a job? Remember that a job role is broken down from units and departments of an organization, right? And jobs are a collective task that are to be accomplished by an individual towards the organization, the attainment of organizational goals. That's what a job is really. It's just, okay, one person, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do X, Y, Z, and you carry it out. And jobs are objectives or of organizations that are broken down into specific goals. So what you call a job collectively is just, okay, you meet this target, you meet this goal, you accomplish this task. That is the entirety of what a job is. And jobs have specific requirements. All of us belong to an organization, whether it is just family, school, there's an organization or the other that you have a role to play, you have a job to do at every point in one's life. So a job is a collection of tasks that can be performed by a single employee to contribute to the production of some products or services provided by the organization. That is what a job is. I've said that in different ways now. And each job has certain ability or requirements as well as certain rewards associated with it. Somebody that does the major decision maker of a company, the CEO of a company, that's a job. It's not, the reward is not going to be equal to somebody that carries out admin task, or the reward of an IT personnel is not going to be the same as somebody that does like an internship role. There are different rewards attached to every job role. And psychologists, HR professionals are not tools in the management that to be used against the employee. I mean, popular belief is that HR is not your friend, but that's not true. HR is your friend. They are trying to make sure that you are in an organization and the goal of the organization works out as well as you develop personally. So the goal of the HR is that employees are happily executing their jobs, which we have defined, and the organization as a whole is happy, because happy organization leads to happy employees lead to a happy organization. Okay, so a job analysis is identifying or knowing what job role is all about or the requirements for a particular job role. Job analysis, you are thinking of all the requirements for this guy. That's basically what it is. And it's in a more robust definition, it's a systematic method of collecting data for determining the knowledge, skills, abilities, and other characteristics. There's an acronym for that. So I'll write it. KSAOC, if you remember this. Knowledge, abilities, skills, abilities, and other characteristics required to perform a job successfully and make judgments about the nature of a specific job. We are making judgments of this job. We are trying to know the requirements of this job. That is what job analysis is saying. And the analysis identifies the job's activities, behaviors, tasks, performance standards, the context in which the job is performed, and the personal requirements necessary to perform the job. Such as personality, interests, physical characteristics, aptitude, and job-related knowledge and skills. All these I've mentioned is what we are looking for in job analysis, to know and to get the required competent employee at the end of the day, and to be able to define their roles. Oh, this is what you are going to do. This is why we require this. So we are going to use it for this purpose. That's exactly what it is. Each position is also analyzed in terms of its relationship to other positions in the organization. Like I said, HR is very keen on teamwork. So you're not just coming to do your own part and go. No, not that. You are doing your own part in relation to every other person or every other department or the entire organization, so that organizational goals will be met. So there are two products of job analysis, and with the amount of times mentioned in class, I'm sure you already know it. That's the job description and the job specification. These two are products of job analysis. The job description and the things under job description or that we are looking for in job description are title of the job, position of the job, location of the job, and we have the duties, who are you reporting to. Thirdly, we have machines, we have the workplace environment, while the job specification are those things that are specific to that job. Okay, this is what we need from you, your work experience, your education, your skills that you have currently, the responsibilities you've had, the trainings you've had that you can apply, you can practically bring to the job. Then your personal and emotional characteristics. Okay, are you an outgoing person? Are you an extrovert? Are you fit for a marketing role? All of that? Or are you an introvert and you're good at analyzing and you will not fit a marketing role, you fit a analytical role? So all these things are under job specification. So listen again: job description, duties, title, position, location, machines, who you are reporting to. Then job specification, education, work experience, skills, responsibilities, personal and emotional characteristics. And there are some importance of job analysis. Why is it important? It is important because it's a major requirement for making good hiring decisions, because it provides information of what a job entails generally, the context of it, which it is performed, and the skill and abilities required to perform it. That is why it is important. It contains all the decisions that has to do with hiring. If you are not hiring right, your job cannot move forward, your organization cannot achieve its goals, cannot attain where it wants it to go to. The visions will just be visions, they'll just be seeing it in front, you might not end up achieving it. Another important reason why JA, I will refer to job analysis as JA. So another important reason of JA is so that important HR functions, they depend on appropriate, effective job analysis. If your recruitment and selection is poor, or if your job analysis is poor, that means your recruitment and selection was bad. That means your performance management, that means your training needs, you don't even know, because the people you are bringing in are not right. The advert or the reason for bringing competent people, which has been nullified in the first place, it doesn't stand for anything. So most times, all of the times, if your job analysis is not well grounded, it's not done with appropriate research, there is nothing for you. A lot of HR functions won't work. In short, all HR functions won't work properly, because you are putting people at the wrong places. They don't understand their roles. They are not specified for that particular role. The description of the job, they don't even know it. How are they going to interpret and execute the job that you want to give them? So it is important, because HR functions depend on effective job analysis, and it also helps in performance appraisal. Lastly, it helps in prospective employees to know if they are right fit for a job and what is required of them. That's what I'll say, that the rest of the HR functions would not perform well, because if somebody clueless applies for a job that they are not supposed to apply for because the analysis is bad, if the analysis is bad, a wrong person applies for the job role. If a wrong person applies for the job role, the employee, they don't, and they get selected, they wouldn't know what is required of them, and at the end of the day, they would get it wrong. Then from small things like that, an organization can just be pulled down. So it is very important that job analysis is dutifully carried out. We've already talked about the products of job analysis, and it is important to note that job analysis is the foundation for all HR functions. What are these HR functions? We have HR planning that we talked about, recruitment and selection, training and development, job evaluation, remuneration, performance appraisal, personal information, safety and health. I did not mention the human resource managers' major duties or major roles. There are 6 of them. The first is the recruitment and selection. Second is human resource planning, HRP. Third is compensation management, performance management, employee health and safety, training and development. So these are the HR functions that all critically depend on job analysis going right. So in terms of recruitment and selection, how does job analysis and recruitment and selection, how do they depend on, how does recruitment and selection depend on job analysis? So the reason these HR functions are dependent on job analysis being effective is so that for recruitment and selection, job analysis identify knowledge, skills, abilities, and other characteristics required for each position. It identifies the minimum education, certification, or licensing requirements, and it also identifies the essential tasks and responsibilities of the job. A job analysis is critical when an organization uses employment examinations for selection and promotion. Tests must be job-related, the knowledge, skills, abilities, personality variables, and construct to be tested need to be identified through an up-to-date job analysis. If this job analysis is extinct or has been outdated, or is old, or it's not, it's not as current, recruitment and selection will suffer. It's just saying that because we need to identify knowledge, skills, and abilities that we want to require on each job, to get these people, job analysis must be thorough. Also, an organization does not know the knowledge, skills, and abilities to test for unless they know what competencies are required for successful performances. Before recruitment, every organization, they know what they are looking for. So they check for this requirement through job analysis. If your job analysis is not thorough and an excellent job is not done, these guys, they'll suffer because they'll hire the wrong people. They might even be smart people but wrong people for the job role. Do you understand? Then for developing compensation system just means salaries and wages. So if in different companies, of course, they adopt different compensation strategies based on their type of company, and the job analysis provides a standardized procedure. Not that today this is the salary method of this is the method of giving salary. Next week, okay, we are going to commission. Next month, okay, we are doing wages. No, it's going to be systematic and standardized for determining pay and other benefits across the organization. This part of job analysis for compensation system. It provides all employees with a basis for gaining a common understanding of the values of each job, its relationships to other jobs, and the requirements necessary to perform it. If you have to if you have to upskill as an employee in an organization, you already know that you have to upskill to get so and so reward. You already know that you have to do better. You have to get certain certifications. You have to do better, to get different compensation, different reward system benefit, because we already said it, every job has its own reward system. Then we go to the human resource plan. We've talked about human resource plan. You can check the review, the previous videos. Career development and training. This part, job analysis information, help employers design training and career development programs for identifying the skills required for different jobs. Remember, in our human resource planning definition of it, it is a proactive, process that will help the employee try to think of, influence their future needs. They would anticipate rather their future needs. So if job analysis is not right, and how will human resource planning do necessary things for the growth and development of the organization? It's not possible. So because job analysis information help employee to do trainings, create activities that will help their organization grow in the long term, in the long run, job analysis has to be excellent. Available information helps all employees understand promotion and transfer requirements and recognize career opportunities. Oh, this opening, there's an opening here. If I can just do 1 or 2 coding certifications, I can get it. That is career pathing, that's career progression, and HR is very much involved in that part of their human resource. So if you're not growing, if you're not looking forward to anything, if your company is not planning anything for their own future, how is it now? Why are you there? Why are you working there? So everybody is working so that the future of the organization, including that of the employees, better, gets better over time. So job analysis is the basis for this, and it identifies the skills required for different jobs and will help in the design of training and career development program. We said that. Also, identifying the knowledge, skills, and responsibility requirements of each job makes it possible to train and develop employees for promotional opportunities. Remember, we said HR goes further than the ASTAC in PM. So if you want career pathing, if you want career progression, if you want things, more benefits, more reward, you have to have basic very thorough job analysis. This is what will help all the planning of training, career development, is to make it useful, because they will see where you lack and then try to help you develop. It's not up to you as an employee to decide, okay, I want to take this opportunity. Okay, this opportunity is meant for me, I want to take it. Okay, no opportunity here is meant for me, I want to leave. But there is planning, not that everybody just coming to work 9 to 5 every day, nothing to show for it. No, that's not how it is done in an effective organization. An effective organization will make sure that this job analysis, J, is very, very good, is effective, so that all other functions of HR will work and there will be progression. For performance evaluation, performance standards should be gotten from what the employees actually do on the job. And how will they know what they do on the job if job analysis did not tell them before they even before they submitted CV? Job analysis is still the foundation, because if they don't know what to do, of course they don't even know, the organization will not even know how to score it or how to merit whatever it is that they do. So if the job analysis is not telling them from scratch that, oh, you have to do XYZ, not ABC, there won't be any evaluation happening. Of course, the organization will be disoriented, because you don't even know what you are measuring. You don't even know the requirements expected, or the job expected, the task expected of a particular person, of a particular employee, so in order to even evaluate in the first place, everybody will just be confused. So if nobody knows what an employee is meant to be doing, how will the organization evaluate what he or she is meant to do? They want to be dashing employees money for free. No, now everybody at the end of the month, there are KPIs, there are reasons why things will be evaluated, your tasks will be evaluated, and this guy won't function if there wasn't any proper, they'll bring it out. This was the job we put out, why are you not doing it? It's not my job, it's not, you will see it, you applied for it, you saw it, so there's proof. But if job analysis wasn't done properly, they're dashing employees money last. So areas of accountability, this will enable performance evaluation happen. There will be areas of accountability to be identified, and evaluation standards will be properly developed. For risk management, a job analysis will be used to see job hazards ahead, you would be able to see and quickly and effectively manage it, such as exposure to flammable materials or complicated machinery. And employers will now use this information to develop training programs in order to avoid or alert the employees to possible dangers. If job analysis is not well done, there will not be HR planning. If there's no proper planning within the organization, how will we manage the risk? How will they be able to take up risk and manage properly, and cut short or cut across different hazards and circumvent through it? They won't be able to do that. So everything will just be very disorganized. The traditional tasks associated with a particular job change over time. A job analysis is necessary to identify, and this include health, safety, and security issues, basically. Now let's go to job design. What is job design, if you ask me? Job are arranged around a set of work activities designed to enable the organization carry out its mission. External and internal changes often force the organization to rearrange or restructure work activities. Sometimes things don't work out as planned. That's why HRP that we discussed before is very important. And then you can quickly see that, we have to change this. Okay, these roles and these roles can merge. Okay, these roles cannot merge again. They have to be the individual roles because, the work is too much for one person. These changes are bound to happen, whether from within the organization or even from customer and other stakeholders of the organization telling you, these things cannot work. So you have to restructure the activities. Job design is, that whole process is what job design is. And traditional tasks associated with a particular change over time, a job analysis is necessary to identify and accommodate those changes. Fine, there's a design of that, but job analysis is still the foundation of it, and it has to be thorough and excellent for every other thing around it to work in an organization. So the steps involved in carrying out job analysis fully are these 5, they're categorized into these 5. And the first is you have to collect and record job info. Collect data, keep getting data from any and everywhere. Subject matter experts, incumbents, people that work with the role, experts basically on each job role. Just collect and record the job info. Next is to check the job information. Info stands for job info. Check job information for accuracy. Make sure it's accurate because we're not dealing with, it's close, it's almost. None of that. Write job description based on this information that you've gotten in steps 1 and 2. Use the information to determine the knowledge, skills, ability, and other characteristics. You remember this, right? That the job requires. If you don't determine this, you have not finished your job. You've not even done anything analysis. You've not done any analysis. Lastly, constantly update the information from time to time. Every job role is expanding. What a particular job role did in 2002, it's not the same thing as doing in 2005. So get that. Now we move to the goals and the methods of job analysis. First, let's treat the goals of job analysis. So for the goals of job analysis, JA, the first important thing is the focus. It focuses on what is observable. It does not focus on things that you cannot measure because what is observable is what is measurable. If you can't see that this is the accomplished task of a particular employee, there's no way you can measure it, there's no way you can evaluate it, there's no way you can compensate such employee, there's no way you can, add additional benefits to the employee for a job well done or not well done. Do you understand? So it focuses on the observable behaviors of the job analysis. Then what behavior is what should be described, not the behavior of the person. Nobody's, well, in the specifications, yes, we want to see the personality and all of that, but you're not describing the person. This person is this on the job, this person is that on the job, this person, no. What are the personality attributes that we need in this particular job? Indirectly, we are describing the work behavior, not that of the human being, of the person that you are looking for to fill such a role. And lastly, JA's data must be reliable and verifiable across every organization. Your own should not be different. You are looking for an admin role, you are looking for a creative director in an organization, fine. The organization might differ in what purpose they are set up for, but what is the standard everywhere should remain the standard, not that your own will not have extra points that are quite unreasonable to the analysis you have made. So it should always be reliable and verifiable. That's why in those steps, collecting data is key. Collecting the right data, the data that you need, is very key, so that this goal will be achieved. And let's go to methods of job analysis, methods of performing job analysis. There are 5 methods, well, there are 6 methods of, job analysis, and it goes observation, interview, questionnaire, critical incident technique, diary or logbook, and lastly, technical conference. Let's dig deep into this. Here are the 6, methods that in the material for the course of this course. So observation, interview, questionnaire, critical incident technique, diary or logbook, technical conference. So let's take this one after the other. For observation, a job analyst, whoever carries out the role of job analyst is a job analyst. So for observation, there is the job analyst directly observes the job performance and records what he or she sees. Go to where a current general manager works. Maybe that's the role you want to analyze for a new person. The person has given you 2 weeks notice. The job analyst goes there, directly observes the job performance and record what he or she sees. Oh, this is what they did, or this is what the daily life of a general manager is of a bank, or this is what they do, these are the things they carry out, these are the decisions needed to be made. That is for observation. And one advantage for this method is that it allows for deeper understanding of the job duties than just what the incumbent says. We have to understand that a job incumbent means that an individual currently in a job role. So when they say incumbent, you are currently there, maybe about to leave or about to be promoted, but incumbent means you are currently there. A job analyst is a professional that analyzes skills required for a particular job. We already know that. Then subject matter experts are people well informed on a particular job of interest. Job of interest, matter experts. They are the ones that can understand the subject that you're trying to analyze. So subject matter experts. Then the disadvantage of this observation now is that we cannot observe mental aspects of the job. You are seeing what the person is doing, but how the person is stressed or carries it or motivated, you don't know. You can't say. That's the disadvantage of this number 1 observation. Then for interviews, the job analyst interviews the incumbent. This is the same word again, incumbent, current person on the road. The direct supervisor or the subject matter expert are the ones that the job analyst interviews. So there are 3 people involved in this interview process. The job analyst interviews either the job incumbent, a direct supervisor of the role about to be analyzed, or a subject matter expert on that particular role. Maybe somebody that's gotten there and been there on other role, or somebody that has worked closely, or somebody that knows that, okay, this is what is needed, this is my profession, so like this is what's needed for this particular role. Those are the 3 people that the analyst will interview. And an advantage for this is that information on frequently performed activities will be identified. Jobs that are done every time that the role cannot do without will be easily identified. And the second advantage is that there will be use of multiple sources to create unbiased view and comprehensive info on the information on the job analysis. So if the analyst is talking to incumbent direct supervisor, and subject matter expert is seeing all three of them or two out of these three, you understand that there will be multiple sources of information. So whatever these three are saying, it won't be like, oh, it's subjective to just one person. Everybody's giving their opinion. Do you understand? So like that's another major advantage. The disadvantage of this though is that the value of the information depends on the skill of the interviewer, as questions can be ambiguous. If a job analyst is specified to one field, like just specific to a field, or it might be, I mean, job analyst definitely, but like to understand the questions correctly, I mean, to get good answers, you have to understand the questions to ask. So if you're not asking the right questions for a particular job role, even if that's their job as job analyst, they might still not ask some specific, you know, they call it professional jargon, like things related to the exact field, the specific field of a role, of a job role, or like an employee related activity. If they don't ask the right question, they won't get the right answer. They might not get the right answer, or they might not get the total picture. So that's one disadvantage. The value of information depends on the skill of the interviewer, which is the job analyst. Then the third one here is the questionnaire. This involves the use of structured forms, activity checklists, job compatibility questionnaires, different job descriptions, and all of that. It's the use of all of this to get information on the job that is about to be, you know, taken to be analyzed. The advantage of this questionnaire is that they are generally less expensive and quick. You create a questionnaire, you submit it to the people that, you know, are supposed to fill the incumbent, subject matter, oh, please help me fill this, or job analysis, blah, blah, blah. Quickly they fill and they return to you. Another advantage is it can help reach a large pool of incumbent or sources. Who are we interviewing most times for job analysis? Incumbent, because that's the best person in position to know what is needed, specifics needed, and requirements needed for each job. If you send out questionnaires, you can reach 10, 15, 20 people almost at the same time. Unlike if you have to directly observe 20 people, you go here, sit down for 1 week, tomorrow sit down for another week, then you go there 1 week, 2 weeks. In 1 month, a whole month, you just observe 4 people. Well, no, that's what questionnaire is eradicating. Saves time, it's quick. But the disadvantage of this is that questions can be interpreted wrongly. It is what you are asking, you know what you are expecting the answer of. The person that is reading the question is the best way they can interpret it, that they will also answer. So your questions might be right, the answers might be wrong. You never can tell the interpretation. Then another disadvantage here is the difficulty to access respondents' interpreted answers. This means that even if they answer correctly, but they use their technical jargon to answer, you might not be able to interpret it, you know, over as a job analyst. Oh, this person said XYZ, let me use terms in a way that I understand. The waxing, and then what is this part? You have to now go and start searching for all the 20, 25 people that you sent out these questionnaires to. Although you will have to set very solid questions, well, the answers might be misinterpreted as well. So another disadvantage is that responses may be low. You are sending out these forms to people, but how sure are you that they will respond? You can't force these people, especially when they're like subject matter experts and everybody is on tight schedules. So there's one more disadvantage here. It is expensive. So the last disadvantage of questionnaire is that it might be expensive in the sense that to create, score, and analyze open-ended question might be time-consuming and expensive. So you can't do it alone. You might not be able to do it alone as a job analyst. You have to look for more people to assist in doing this. So it might be time-consuming in creating, scoring, and analyzing all these open-ended questions that you are trying to generate as many answers from. So the way out is to use existing questionnaires or forms using a combined method. So maybe after questionnaire, you can now use with interview and all of that. The next one is critical incident technique, And this technique is based on characteristics, right? But specific characteristics during either an extremely negative incident, an extremely positive incident. You are reporting what happened at just specific incidents, critical times. That's what you are trying to see. Or at this part, how come you behave the best? Or at this time of the company, you did exceedingly well. Or at this time of the company, you were so your job requirements, you did not perform. You are just focusing on both extreme positive and negatives of the observable behaviors, or concerning the context of that job role. And one advantage this can have is that information can be used for training purpose. Okay, so in terms of this, next time, so that you won't behave as bad as the incumbent behave, let's make this training possible. Let's create this opportunity for people to learn how to handle such situations better. And then in the case of extreme handling of positive incidents, you'll be like, oh, please come and train the people incoming, so that they would also see how you handled it to do better. Another advantage is that it can be used for performance appraisal. Oh, you did so well in this, more than even expected. Okay, oh yeah, take more benefits. Oh yeah, this percentage of commission is yours, and stuff like that. Disadvantages now of this is that this description of average or typical daily, day-to-day behaviors are not collected. Only extreme incidents are recorded. Remember that we said extreme good, extreme bad, not your daily activity like observation method and all of that. So you realize that this disadvantage is telling us that typical daily behaviors, normally how the person is on a norm, on an average, is not recorded. It's just when the person is really high or really low. Another disadvantage that it is subjective to the opinion of the job analyst, which might lead to bias. So the job analyst is now looking at you like, why did you handle this situation like this? You could have done better now, and then write something that they record it. But ideally, it might just be that you couldn't do anything at the point of that incident happening. But because of the subjectiveness of recording whatever they feel is right or wrong as job analysts, because we are looking at only critical or only major incidents, bias is formed. So that way, it might even skew some information that should have, you get like some information ordinarily, might skew some of this information. Okay, so for diary or logbook, this method involves describing daily work activities by job incumbents. Every day you go to a logbook, you go to a diary, oh, this is what you did, this is how you handle things, these are the steps you took to achieving XYZ on your job. And employees are asked to record daily everything that has to do with their role, so that at the end of whenever they are getting promoted or leaving the company, there's a record, a detailed record of everything that they do or they have done. Now, the advantage of this is that the diary or logbook is always in the company. There is somewhere you are logging it into, or probably by digitally or by writing. But in case of writing and the book gets lost, how do you then, have the information that the incumbent puts, the last person on the job puts there? Or another disadvantage we can say is that what happens when there is no proper detailing of the incumbent, the previous person on the role? What if the person doesn't properly record what is meant to be recorded? The person can even lead others astray. Like, the incumbents can write rubbish because it might not be detailed enough. So there's that as well. Last but not least, we have the technical conference. This is when the job analyst gathers SMEs, professionals, anybody that has expertise, knowledge in a particular job requirement, together at a conference to gather information, to gather and analyze information for a particular job analysis. Okay, so this person is a subject matter expert, this person is a professional, this person has worked on the job before. Oh, please, can everybody come together in a conference? Oh yeah, let's talk about this particular job roles, what are the requirements, what are the specifications, let's talk about all of this. And let me gather information. That's the job analyst to all these people. And a very good advantage is that it is efficient. It is relatively easy and convenient for gathering info. especially if all these professionals are available. If the professionals are not available, how do you want to get the information? So if these guys are available, lucky you are going to get your info, you are going to get it first hand from experts. The second advantage will be that it leverages knowledge of expert input. All the knowledge that experts have gathered over time. I mean, for someone to be called an expert, you already know what that means. So if they are giving you their first-hand knowledge, they are giving you first-hand information, then you have solid information for job analysis. However, the disadvantage is that there is no incumbent input. There is nobody currently on the role that has seen maybe changes from what this expert have seen in the past. There's nobody like that. They're saying, oh, this is how it goes now. It's quite different. It's not like before. And then another disadvantage is that there are potential for bias from the experts. The way each expert handle the job or know about the job might be quite different from what is currently happening to the situation of that job. I hope you understand. Somebody that is an expert, okay, I spent 20 years on that job, but he has now moved forward, blah, blah. But then 2 years later, they call him for such a conference, oh, come and tell us about this job. The way he handled it when he was there, or worked with somebody directly that was there, might be different from what is happening in that 2 years, in the space of those 2 years. Then the last disadvantage here is that if these subject matter experts and professionals are not available due to constraints of scheduling, then what happens? You just keep going around because of everybody has tight schedules. So it is sort of difficult to put such experts in the same place at the same time because everybody has busy schedules. So these are the methods of job analysis, the advantages and their disadvantages. We close on this note. Thank you.